Hey everyone, welcome back. It is Lucid, and we are hopping back into our game with Late Age Mictlan. This is the YouTuber Let's Play with a bunch of other guys who are all uploading their perspective. So I encourage you to check out their channels. I should have links in the description. And yeah, let's go check this out. So, a message has arrived from Man. Oh, damn it. You know, I didn't do diplomacy last turn. We're going to go back in time, do diplomacy real quick for turn 3, because we are on turn 4 now, but I'm lousy about doing diplomacy. So I sent Man a message. Do I not? No, I don't. Okay. We just have another message from Man. I thought, normally when I get a message back, it normally means I sent something. Greetings, Inaccessible One. We search for knowledge on cold Utguard. I propose we share intelligence with each other when a threat is discovered. Wardens of Avalon. I don't know if I actually respond to that. Okay, so let's watch what happens here. I think I have a tactical mistake here. I did not script the commander here for this little group, so everybody's on fire, and this guy was positioned correctly, but he didn't get his hold script. So he's going to run for it and die, and anyway, that is the end of my Marcata, which I actually need those Marcata. Marcata are super duper valuable against Heavy Cav. And, or not super duper, but they're quite nice against Heavy Cav, and anyway, they're now officially gone. But in good news, we have killed all of their leaders. Yeah, okay, he didn't die, but he routs, which is as good as dying for mercs. So they're all gone. We didn't show them dying, but anyway. I think in the other version he actually did die, but who knows. Anyway, these guys, my mercs are gone, but we took the province. So, turn 4... we have 3 provinces. Not great, but we are about to kind of explode. Now, this is a little risky. We're going to move these guys in to take these trolls. Now, trolls are not very killy, but they're rather hard to kill. And my guys are very easy, are very killy, and are very good against elite units. They're really anti-elite. They have luck, so we don't care how hard they hit. There's a good chance we're not going to die. We just don't want a large number of people to fight. And we do tons of damage. So normally with a group this small, you'd be really, really cautious about going into trolls, and I could still lose. And trolls are one of those kind of unique indies in that they don't happen that often. So I haven't play tested it. I don't know how it's going to go. And I didn't load up like a practice game or anything just to test trolls. So this is risky, but we're going to go for it. And I think if there's 30 trolls, I may be in trouble. But as long as it's around 20, I think we'll be okay. Because in the first volley, we'll probably kill 12 or 13. Then we'll probably lose like 1 or 2 Eagle Warriors. Is kind of my guess. But we could lose everybody. Totally possible. Now, this turkey, who I didn't name because I'm bad, I actually, once we catch up, I'm going to go through and start naming some of these guys after people who comment in my channel. So, yeah, we're going to go, he's basically just going to do Divine Blessing and then attack, and then this is kind of scary. I'm not going to lie, these ones are kind of scaring me. So anyway, we're going to go there and attack. We're also getting tribal kings to recruit slaves, because I'm going to need a lot of slaves to take these lance charges. And then also, we're not going to send another expansion party out this coming turn. We're going to basically wait until we have some more jaguars. So we have some time. These guys are going to recruit slaves. Then we're going to get a Mictlan priest. And that's basically it. This indie province here is 40 militia, light infantry, and archers. And the problem with this is, I forget whether it's militia or light infantry. Some of these guys have javelins, and we have archers. Those are actually very good units. Ranged units do kind of tear these guys apart. That said, I'm sending 10 of them, and 10 is kind of a lot. It's going to be a lot versus 40. So I'm expecting to take 0 to 1 losses. But yeah, it could be bad. Trying to think if there's anything particularly noteworthy here. Don't think so. Basically, we're expanding here and here. And anyway, that is the end of turn 4. We're going to go ahead and pull up turn 5. And very quickly, we're going to start getting more expansion parties out a turn, which will make it more action per turn and more things to talk about. Wait, I am not doing diplomacy, guys. It's really bothering me that I always forget. So Man sent me something. Okay, I don't send anything back to Man, so I'm kind of being rude. I normally am kind of responsive. I'm a little bit, I hate to say it, I'm a little bit OD'd on Dominions right now. I'm in too many games that are in the late game. And I'm kind of just like, it's almost like a job having to play, which it normally is not like. I mean, every game will always have like a few turns where you're like, oh my god, I kind of don't want to do this, but I have to. I'm kind of like that on the whole game right now. Okay, so this is the troll battle. One of the fun things about Dominions is, a lot of games have rock, paper, scissors mechanics where it's like, oh, we're cavalry and we're good against archers, and we're archers, we're good against light infantry, and we're light infantry, we're good against heavy infantry, some kind of rock, paper, scissors mechanic. Well, Dominions, there's so many different types of units, and there's so many different types of stats, and there's so many types of blesses. Like, nobody tells you what the groups are and what the rock, paper, scissors are. Like, you look at Eagle Warriors and it doesn't necessarily tell you what they're good against. And it depends on the bless. So, you don't always think of these guys as like, oh, these are anti-elite units, so let's send them in against elite units. But once you kind of talk yourself through what the strengths and weaknesses are of each of your units, it actually kind of helps a little bit in how you choose to play them. Because you may just say, oh, these are units, I'm going to send them in the best way I can. Okay, so anyway, you can see we just basically wreck these trolls. They get all beat up. Didn't lose anybody. I was kind of expecting to lose one. Here we are attacking with our turkey. Whoops. If you hit W, that happens sometimes with my hands on the keyboard. Okay, I don't think we lost anything. We might have lost one. No, we didn't lose anything. Okay. So, very good. No losses. I had recruited some more chaff here. That's one of the things you may want to consider doing when you're expanding, and it's something I don't do much of. And it depends the nation you're playing. If you're playing with like super tanky dudes that you just throw in, you don't really need chaff. But with guys that are very vulnerable to archer and stuff, and you need some kind of fodder, you do often want to look at chaff solutions. And one chaff solution is just recruiting indies as you go. So like here last turn, I recruited like, some of these guys, basically like this. And then anyway, this turn I loaded them up and we're sending them in here. And these guys have shields, so I'm hoping they get targeted by the crossbows. And hopefully they'll just kind of soak up a few hits before my eagles hit. The last thing I want is the little crossbows hitting my eagles. These guys we're going to carry forward. We see Utguard here, and Utguard's got some big giants, which normally would be kind of scary. But that said, we are anti-elite, if you recall, and giants are elite, expensive units, so we would love nothing better than to run our jaguars into them. So yeah, that's basically what we're going to do. We're going to put these guys at the front, have them attack closest, and then, hopefully they just kill all the giants. Highly likely he expands here. Like, I think Utgard's capital is right here. Okay, we can see it. So, if this is Utgard's cap, he's going to definitely want this. He's probably not going to be so ambitious as to take this. And he's probably thinking, oh, I might bump into him. And, and Utgard may think, oh, I've got really strong units and I've got more of them than he has, so I can just kill them because I have 20 giants to 10 normal units. Well, he will probably be sadly mistaken if he decides to try to bump me here. So we will see. I'm probably going to come down. We'll see. Now, it's time to go ahead and get my next expansion party ready. So we have a fair amount of dudes. We're going to get another Mictlan priest and some more Jaguar warriors. And then we're going to probably go and expand down this way. I need to go ahead and lock this stuff up. I don't really want to kill these heavy cap, but I've got 2 guys capturing slaves, so we will have a good slave contingent to eat lance charges, and then, yeah, all will be good. So, yeah, so we're going here into the Burgmeister, which, getting just the Hoburg are really good, because the Burgmeister guards are actually really good, and so are the Hoburg crossbow. The problem with that, though, is they are not sacred. And when you go cancer scales like this, like every other unit becomes effectively much more expensive. So these guys are effectively like double the cost than they would be on a scales. Like on a scales nation, I would want this, and I would crank like tons of these guys out. On this nation, I'd kind of rather just convert all my gold into forts and jaguars, which is probably what I'll do. So, yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else. Not that I can think of yet. So, I think that's it for this turn. We're getting our next expansion party ready. And we're trying to bump with Utguard here, and then also to expand and take this. Oh, let's check diplomacy. So I send a message to Utguard. Giants of Utguard, we have noticed bats flying and wolves howling to our north. We caution you in dealing with Ulm. We have not found other neighbors. Have you located any? You can see I scouted Ulm up here. So anyway, we're continuing to scout. So this is Ulm. He doesn't have his cap circle cleared, or even most of it cleared, so it doesn't look like his expansion is going terribly well. We're on turn 5. I would expect to have more of your cap circle cleared. Like you can see, I'm 3 out of 4. And he, at best, is 2 out of 5. Or 2 out of 4. So that's not great, but we'll see. You definitely want to get the forest through, because I have a ton of resources, and Ulm loves resources. So, I think that's it. Let's go ahead and pull up turn 6, which will be the last turn for this episode. Okay, a message from Pangea. A red cloak blurs towards you. As quick as an arrow, it delivers a message and darts away as if in anger. The message reads, Satis has already cast the first offense and offer war. While cowardly swamp lizards do not frighten us, I did wish to share all of their main provinces, with all their main provinces 61. Let's actually see where that is. I don't totally remember. And I don't think they're a nearby neighbor. No, they're kind of far away. So Pangea, I think, is right over here. And then I think Satis is right here. And why do I think this? Because I have knowledge from turns ahead. But anyway, Pangea is right over here, and Satis is over there. Now, let's go and watch our battles. So we have a battle here. So this is our Eagle Warriors, and we are attacking some Hoburg. And the goal was, okay, it didn't seem to work, because you saw that first archer volley actually went after my Eagle Warriors, which is unfortunate. Now, we're probably going to lose an Eagle Warrior or 2 there. No? Did we? I think we did. We did not lose any. That was kind of magical. Next, we can see Utguard has the first attack. He attacks into these indies, and I think these are kind of crappy. Yeah, just some PD, or some basic human troops. And he's got his Gam Herdings, and his bless on his Gam Herdings is Regeneration, Fortitude, Magic Resistance, Magic Weapons. So, very kind of interesting. The Magic Weapons is going to be good against Tars, so that's good. And the Regeneration, Fortitude is going to make them very, very hard to kill for most normal units, because they are going to have these Blunt, Slash, and Pierce resistant traits. And then on top of Regeneration, they will die very, very slowly. That is against normal units, and it will definitely slow down, especially the Blunt, Pierce, Slash resistance. That's going to help way more than Regeneration against me, because if I have really high damage outlay units, it's just going to cut that in half. And my damage is going to be pretty phenomenal once my guys are blessed, but we'll see. Okay, so my Jaguars are running in. They're running in at these Javelinists, which they should make pretty quick work of. Now, unfortunately, some of these guys get past my... Who's the prophet? Oh, it's a scout prophet. Ow. Unfortunately, they are beelining it for my prophet. They may actually kill him. And the chase is on. They hit me yet? They haven't hit me yet. And I do have lucky, which means there's a good chance I just kind of survive. I will also pop forms here, too. But they hit for a ton of damage, 37 damage, so they can probably one-hit kill me. Though they're probably targeting, yeah, they're targeting some of my Jaguars now. And we killed them pretty easily. Did we get hit here? We did not get hit. Okay, and they run. I think in the actual battle I get hit because I believe I have an affliction now. Yeah, I do have an affliction. So I think there's a small replay bug there. But we got crippled, which actually is like the worst thing. Well, not the worst, but it's one of the, like, feeble-minded would be worse. But this is pretty damn bad. Because it kills our mat move, and that was kind of one of the things we liked about this guy, was he could fly around to a lot of different provinces. So I'll have to see. I don't know what I'm going to do. I may should just get him killed. But I'm going to do that after expansion, because having this Holy 3 is far too useful. So anyway, I sent a message to Utguard. Gentle giants, we know that you do not intend hostilities in Bumpin, the lands needed by the great sun god to protect the world against the coming horrors. Consider the Jaguars and Eagles of Mictlan fearsome enemies or loyal allies in wars to come. Which do you desire? Council of Full Measure, God of Mictlan. Sun god of Mictlan. Okay, so basically I say, you know, we can have peace or we can fight. I honestly could just go probably right on top of his capital with this group. I couldn't, because while these guys are very strong against giants, they're very weak against PD swarms. So if he got like a ton of PD, he would just murder these guys. So you do have to be a little careful with this type of bless attacking into someone, because if you have a very predictable move, like let's say he thought I would move here and he does a PD dump, yeah, he could kind of wreck me. There's some heavy cav here. We've got this guy who has, I think I recruited him a turn ago. I'm not going through all the stuff I'm doing every single turn, but even though maybe I should, because sometimes I forget, like, it doesn't, I'm not sure if I'm recruiting anything. Anyway, this guy, I recruited him a turn ago. We basically have a bunch of militia. He's going to come in, and these militia are going to just be on an attack order in front. And the idea is to soak up lance charges again. I do not want my sacreds dying, and the best way to protect against that is sacrificial dudes in front. And yeah, basically that should work. We're going to come in here and take this beautiful farmland. We also have a bunch of slaves, which we're going to give to this commander here, this tribal king. And we're going to send him in with 2 Mictlan priests. And the reason is because we have 14 dudes. This is maybe enough for 1 priest to bless, but we're going to be safe and do 2. With 1, it's possible some of these guys don't get blessed, and the ones that don't get blessed are very likely to die, especially versus heavy cav. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. This was our successful battle here against the Hoburgs. You can see we can recruit Hoburg units if we want to. Like, these guys are really good, but they take a lot of recruitment points and resources, and yeah, we not only can we not recruit many because we don't have good scales, like we can only get 1 per turn, We could get more crossbows, but not that many. Only like 5 per turn. And the crossbows are super good. It's a 7 gold crossbow. So definitely worth considering getting. And I've thought about getting it, but I kind of, especially right now, I just want forts and temples. So we're going to run up here. We're going to attack these guys. Should be pretty easy. And yeah, we're going to come down here and attack them. So this, I think, will be no big deal. This is pretty standard. Meat shield, and then Jaguar warriors. And then this one is same idea. Meat shield and Jaguar warriors with slaves. I've still got one guy here recruiting or getting more slaves. One thing, and I don't think I was kind of min-maxing this quite right, is just give it... If you take these kind of scales, you can't get enough Jaguars. Like, I've got all these holy points, but I can't get that many. And it's because I run out of recruitment points. So that, on one hand, that makes the argument for like lowering my Dominion and maybe not getting quite as much turmoil. Like maybe going like turmoil 1 or 2. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Going turmoil 2 and then maybe sacking a Dominion scale or 2. Might be better. Especially once I get my other forts out, I am not going to max out Jaguar dudes. But what you can do is you can throw in 2 eagles. So I'm going to start doing that now. Whenever I recruit Jaguars. And eventually, once I get some of my other forts up, my cap, I'm going to stop making Jaguars. I'm going to either do eagles or rain warriors so that I can own the oceans. And that is kind of my plan. Now, yeah, so we're going to come in here and attack this. I've just got 6 PD. I am trying to do a good job about putting at least 6 PD everywhere. What I have figured out after playing this for a while is if I have a high income province, like over 10,000, or over 10,000 population, I like to go ahead and bump defense up to 10, and that will just give you this extra unrest reduction. And that's really good, actually, when you have unrest at the beginning. Because when you every time there's a battle in a province, I don't think anybody really knows the formula for it, but you get some unrest. So getting, as soon as you take it, 10 PD can actually pay for itself as it reduces unrest faster than it otherwise would have. So yeah, we're going to move up here and attack this. Here we are also building a palisade. And we just started it this turn. We had made a scout here last turn. I don't know if I'm building any other scouts at the moment. Don't think so. Probably in a turn or two. Whoops. Wait, do I not? It looks like I could... Oh, no, we can't. Okay. One of these will probably be my next fort. I love forting these nice high-income provinces. And because I'm not really resource constrained, I don't want to like totally maybe cluster all my forts around each other, but I might be able to. Like if you look at Jaguars, they get, okay, I've got 220 resources. I hardly use any of those on Jaguars. So I probably could just cluster, and I've never played Mictlan in like a long game, so the only thing I've tested so far is really the expansion. And I mean, I know how nations play, but you know, like I didn't know how much you can do fort clustering and stuff with this nation. I haven't tested any of that. I think we're just going to do fort clustering and then crank out tons of Jaguars all near the middle. And then we'll probably have like a ring of blood hunting provinces on the edge. Something like that. Okay, and yeah. So we're building a palisade here. This will be our first one. And then we'll probably just start building palisades basically everywhere that we can. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to cover. I don't think so. I think that's the end for this turn and therefore for this episode. So I hope you tune in next time. It's going to be a fun game. And I'll see you guys then.